Well, today's video is going to be stinker number 7. Pleased to see that so many local people, no doubt, are enjoying the stinkers videos, and pleased to get a few happy comments about that. Now, this stinker today, number 7, really, it ought not to be a stinker at all, because it's not at all difficult. But what I find is perhaps a lack of attention, and you'll see when we get there in a few moments how simple it is, really. But my pupils always, not always, but often manage to take the wrong turn. It's a roundabout. It's an easy roundabout. It's not often a busy roundabout. But I find times without number, I say to my pupils, turn right at the roundabout. It's the second exit, and we end up going all the way around the roundabout 1.5 times or whatever, because they always miss it. So I've just come out from the test centre, more or less. You could come this way. McDonald's on our right, Texaco garage opposite the roundabout, and we're going right at the roundabout here. It's only a few minutes away, but I've allowed a few minutes because I want to say something about roundabouts on the way over to the stinker. Just concentrating for a moment on the traffic here. What happens a lot, and it will have happened to you probably if you're doing roundabouts yet as a learner, is that learners will be so concerned about getting out and taking the opportunity on the roundabout, watching the traffic, can I go, is there space here, and so forth, that they often forget, you will often forget maybe, which exit the instructor's told you to take. He might say take exit 3. You're so busy thinking about the traffic, you go off at exit 2 or exit 1, and I have this happen a lot. And I think this may be the problem with this next stinker, as I say. It's not hard at all. It really isn't hard. It's very, very simple. But the number of times I've gone past the turn and we've had to go all the way around the roundabout, past the road we came out of, and try again, is quite remarkable. So it's worth taking a moment or two. Now, I think the last stinker I did, number 6, I believe it was turning right at traffic lights by the White Hart, which is just a little way up the road here. And it's just after that that you'll get this stinker number 7, so we'll be there in a few moments. But some good advice for you: listen carefully to your instructor, and of course listen carefully to your examiner when you're approaching a roundabout. Listen to exactly what he says, and note the exit number. If it's the second, he'll say exit number 2, or it's the second exit. They will tell you, I believe, usually which exit you want, and keep that in mind. Try not to forget the exit you're supposed to be taking while you're busy thinking about the traffic, because learners do that all the time. And it's also maybe useful when you're actually moving out onto the roundabout to count the exits off, so you make sure you get the right one. So as you go past exit 1, say that's 1, there's 2, okay, I want 3, and so forth. Or maybe the examiner will say take exit 4 on the right. Count them off. Now, if you signal correctly, or let's say you take the wrong exit but you haven't signalled incorrectly, you're not going to get a fault and you're not going to fail. But if you signal to take a right and you take a left, that's a fail. At least it is if there's any traffic around. You might get a minor if there's nobody about, but if there's anybody about, that's a fail. Now, the roundabout's coming up. We've got a sign showing us, a plan board here showing the roundabout is coming up. Now, this is the one. I say to my pupils, turn right. It's the second exit. So after the crossing, I've said turn right, so you'll take a position near the centre, so that in a right-hand lane on approach, looking across to the right. I'm just watching White over there, waiting to see what he does. He's gone off. So the first exit is immediately on my left, and the next one is now. So this is the second exit on the right. As I say, what happens there is we go past that and we go back round where we came from. So we'll go back up there again and we'll have another look at it. As you will have noticed, it's very simple really, but I think it's because often learners are worried about the traffic, watching the traffic, and just forget. So try not to forget, listen very carefully to your examiner, your instructor, when they say, in this particular case, turn right at the roundabout, it's the second exit. Look for the first one. Once you pass the first one, it's the next one. I hope not I sound like talking to a 3-year-old here. Excuse me if that's the case, but you know, it really is that simple. I've even had somebody at that roundabout try and go down the cycle lane, which is before the first exit. I've said go straight on, take the first exit. They've tried to go down the cycle lane. Hopefully you won't do that, but that doesn't happen very often, thankfully. So if you've watched stinker number 6, you'll be familiar with this next junction. The traffic light's coming up because stinker number 7 is immediately afterwards. We did, I think it was number 6 up here. We turned right at these lights, so I shan't go over all that again. But we are going to turn right. So you could conceivably get, on a test route, you could get number 6 and number 7, obviously one straight after the other. So there's a plan board ahead for the roundabout. We're going to take the second exit on the right. It's shown as Ford Bridge and Chelmsley Road. It comes just after the crossing. So the instruction will be turn right, second exit. In which case you position close to the centre, have your signal on, and if you're turning right, you're going to use the right-hand lane, and the first exit is where orange has just pulled out. So we take second, we pass the first. I've asked for the second exit, so left signal, and it's over here. So I'm not going to do that one again because that's pretty simple, but just be careful if you come up there. Once you pass the first, take the second. He's very, very, very unlikely to ask you to do a U-turn there, unless you make some mistake or other, but it's most improbable. You're either going to take exit 1, which is down to Kingshurst, or you're going to take exit 2, which is where we are now, heading towards Ford Bridge and Chelmsley Road Shopping Centre. So that's stinker number 7. Hope that's helpful. Stinker number 8 will be coming up very shortly. But thanks for watching, and see you again next time.